War has come upon us. Yesterday, yes, my brother, Charlie Kirk, was taken from us violently. A loving father, a dedicated husband, a man of faith, a brilliant warrior, a loyal servant of Jesus Christ, an orator of truth. At 18 years old, when most men today don't know what side of bed to wake up on, he started Turning Point USA. Today, it has over 300 chapters, over 400,000 members, and a podcast that reached over 4 million people. To a generation that wake up not knowing they're a man or a woman, a generation that can't define what a woman is, a generation who felt that they are marginalized because they identify as tree fairies. Charlie was a beacon of light. When many men are paralyzed with fear from the weaponized bureaucracy, Charlie stood up. We are taught today from kindergarten to high school to be like sheep. In the halls of higher learning, they indoctrinate our young with warped ideology. What was yesterday a disease, a mental sickness, are today celebrated conditions. If you are confused in your adolescence, they will help castrate you forever. First, they want love and acceptance. Then they want protection. Now they want obedience and worship. And what they cannot force into submission, they now want to destroy. For many of us, Charlie was our voice. Many of us are too timid to speak, in fear of being shamed in the public square, ostracized from certain circle, even blacklisted from jobs and promotion, and some are even fired. Many of us are afraid to speak because we're not eloquent, because we are not educated at the finest institution or sat at the feet of learned men. But Charlie broke that stigma. Oh, did he break it? Wisdom, you see, comes from God, not in the arrogance of men. Because our nation was not built by just gifted men. We are a nation of farmers, bricklayers, pioneers, trailblazers, carpenters, and praying housewives. Everyday men and women, tired of the world orders, demanded to be free. And for that, they pay for it with their fortune, their future, and for many with their own lives. But freedom is not free. Truth has a cost. And yesterday, it cost a young mother and a young wife her word. Yesterday, it cost a son and a daughter their loving father. Great men are not born, they are made. In the furnace of affliction, their souls stirred. In a cauldron of fear and bigotry, they rise to make the world better than they found it. Great men don't stand over the weak and lowly. They lift them up so they can be all that they can be. Charlie didn't fight those who disagree with him. He didn't hate those who hated him. He just wanted them to know the truth because he knows the truth will set you free. It is fitting that Charlie died where he felt with his battlefield, for there lies the crater of future leaders, in the very place that indoctrinate our children to hate, forced to submit to tyranny, and coerced into a world order. A warrior after God's own heart fell at the hand of an assassin. Instead of facing your adversary in the battlefield of honor, a coward chose to slither in the shadow of gutless men, and you know who you are. You took away a beautiful life. Charlie spoke truth, even when truth isn't cool. It's easy to live on mommy's and daddy's basement, play video all day long, hibernate in the fall and winter, and wake up in the spring to join the oppressed, the marginalized in endless protests, and then go home and dine with climate change fairies. It's easy to drive daddy's BMWs and Mercedes, spend money that your mother and father earned with their sweats and tears, and complain about white privilege and Black Lives Matter. So where do we go from here? Do we fade into the shadow of time? No, my brothers and sisters, Charlie was our voice, and they took that from us. Now, we must be Charlie's voice. Jesus said, greater thing than this you will do when I go to my Father. What does not break us makes us stronger. I'm a first-generation legal immigrant, and you know I love Charlie's debates. Muffin heads, yeah, that's who you are, trying to outdo one of the greatest self-taught warriors this generation has ever produced. Every time the entitled generation debate Charlie and tell him how victimized, marginalized, and ostracized and deprived they are, only to hear Charlie say, where's the Vietnamese? Is there a Vietnamese in the house? Tell them your journey. Charlie, I love it. I'm one of them. Charlie make me feel proud to be a Vietnamese American. I'm a product of the great American experiment, as so many of my countrymen. From the depth of despair, America welcomed us. America gave us life, liberty, and an opportunity to pursue happiness. Here, my family, as well as other countless legal immigrants, hungry, broken, desolate, we came. From Poland and Czechoslovakia and Cuba and Nigeria and India, from all parts of the world we came. Not entitled, not privileged, but battered and broken, we came. Here we were embraced by a Christian heritage we did not bleed and die for. Here we live in homes we did not build. We eat fruits from trees we did not plant. Here we enjoy endless bounty and opportunity that was paid for with the blood of countless Americans that believe that this melting pot of a nation, this social experiment, this constitutional republic was worth dying for. This America taught me what it takes to be a man, a father, a husband, a citizen, and a patriot. No, we are not perfect, but we are the best that the world has ever produced. No but, no if, no maybe. You ask any immigrant in the world, you ask any refugee, where in the world will give them the freedom, the dignity, and the opportunity to live and raise a family? And they will tell you, America. That's their resounding choice. Not Russia, not China, not India. But you know, sometimes I think Charlie, he just want to know if we, the immigrants, we who reap the bounty of this country, are we thankful? And Charlie, for me and my family, we are thankful. We are thankful when we came here and we picked cherries and apples and tomatoes until we couldn't stand upright. I remember in high school, I worked out in the field picking vegetables. And after a few hours, it bent you so bad that when it's time to take a break, you couldn't stand up. You had to lay down so you can take a break. Here we peel shrimp in frozen water with our bare hand until it's swollen to the size of grapefruit because of the slime needle that pokes our hand. Here we work the fields, we clean the farms, but we were so glad America took us in. And we are touched that America's children loved us. We didn't demand that America pay our rent or give us phones or serve us food. Her sons took us to the ballpark and gave us hot dogs and french fries. Her daughters gave us gumbo and shrimp etouffee. We are thankful that Jesus Christ, our Savior, has brought us here. Here we inspire to ask not what America can do for us, but what we can do for America. Yes, Charlie, here we found the one and only true God of the Bible. The God that called you to bear his name. The same God that you were martyred for. Yes, we are very thankful for the churches that held our hands when we couldn't stand on our own. We thank you, our so-called white privileged families, for taking us in to your home so we can stink up your house with our fish sauce. We thank the community of all colors, white, black, brown, red, that welcome us when no other country in the world would. When thousands of bodies littered the sea, when sharks and pirates preyed on the weak and helpless, the beacon that is called America took us in. But that sacred heritage is not free. From the thousands of white crosses on the beach of Normandy to the thousands of lonely, forgotten foxholes known only to God, her children still lay. In the depth of the seas to the highest peak, her children gave their last full measure of devotion. Because freedom is not free. From the shore of Tripoli to the horror of the Eastern Front, to the Ardennes forest, to the beach of Omaha, to the sand of Iwo Jima, to the Chosin Reservoir in Korea, to jungles in Vietnam, to the desert of Iraq, to the mountain of Afghanistan, and to countless other forsaken places, America sent her finest? Why must the blood of young American men and women, some not old enough even to shave, why must their blood paint the landscape of land whose name they can't even pronounce? But she did. We have family that serve in the military. I've encouraged all my children that given the opportunity or when duty call, they must serve the land that made them free. You want truth? If not for the hundreds of thousands of American lives sacrificed on the altar of freedom, we all would be speaking German and Japanese today. That, my friend, is the truth. For half a century, I was told that my differences didn't matter, that one day my children will be judged, not by the color of their skin, but by the content of their character. I was taught to embrace the differences and unite together to make America better. But a disease is infecting our nation today, so deadly it's threatened to destroy the very fabric of this great nation. Now I'm told America is bad, that my white friends are bad, that my black friends are oppressed, that systemic racism is holding us back. I'm told there is no God. You know, I used to walk around the Smithsonian, especially I look at Abraham Lincoln's memorial. And you look at how many times in all his great speech he mentioned God. That's what made this nation great. Men who fear and love God, like Charlie Kirk. But today, sadly, I'm told that boys can beat up girls in sports, and then they can go watch my daughter undress in the bathroom. And I must agree with that. That my belief and my opinions no longer matters. That freedom of speech is reserved for those in power because I'm not intelligent enough, I'm not wise enough to exercise it. But Charlie, no. Another like him, no. They stood in their way. And for that, they must be eradicated. But Charlie, my brother, you did not die in vain. I'm reminded that a century ago, a young man by the name of William Borden gave up the Borden fame and fortune to go preach the gospel. At death, his Bible contained 3 words: no reservation, no retreat, and no regrets. After he died, one of the greatest missionary outreach in history followed. Charlie, my brother, you did not hold back. You did not retreat, and you did not regret. Like Jesus said, only when a seed dies will a tree arise and produce much fruit. Charlie knew full well what he was doing, and prophetically, he knew yesterday would come, but he didn't run from it. After Pearl Harbor, General Yamamoto of Japan said that you have awakened a giant. The question now is, will you rise up? And it is my prayer that starting today, we, those of us who've been silenced for far too long, will be silenced no more. For my brother Charlie, I love you. For my sister Erica, be strong and courageous. Well done, good and faithful soul.